The Speaker of the Canadian Parliament brings forward an elderly gentleman who was a Ukrainian immigrant who fought for the 1st Ukrainian Division, but had another interesting past. Let me first play you how he was introduced.
We have here in the chamber today Ukrainian Canadian world veteran from the Second World War who fought the Ukrainian independence against the Russians and continues to support the troops today, even at his age of 98. His name is Yaroslav Hunka. And I was going to say he's in the gallery, but I think you beat me to that. But I'm very proud to say that he is from North Bay and from my riding of Nipissing-Temiskaming. He's a Ukrainian hero, a Canadian hero, and we thank him for all his service. Thank you.
Now, if you would have just thought for a moment about why this Ukrainian has been hiding out in Canada most of his life, you may have picked up in his comment that he said he was part of a Ukrainian brigade that fought the Russians during World War II. Remember who allied with the Russians to defeat certain brigades? It was the United States and Russia who united, fighting who? The Nazis. Yes, the Canadian Parliament, with Zelenskyy there, recognized and gave an award and applause to a Ukrainian Nazi who was part of the SS division of the Waffen-SS, whose job it was to hunt Ukrainian Jews and kill them. Even though they're kind of like saying it as they unknowingly do it, feting a former Nazi while Zelenskyy visits the Canadian Parliament. It feels like I can't make that up, but I mean, it's the truth.
This is the federal government of Canada. That is a real problem. You got to have basic vetting. You have to know who you're inviting, especially if you're going to invite someone to speak to such a prestigious organization, governmental entity.
It shows you a clear lack of understanding of history. They're like, oh, Russia bad.
Yeah.
Russia bad, Russia historically bad. So Russia must be, if this is a Ukrainian fighting a Russian, it must be a negative, or it must be good. No. Why wouldn't this Ukrainian be fighting a Russian?
This is why the Ukraine stuff has gotten out of control. I mean, this is how it gets out of control. You start not even remembering history. If I was him, the words out of my mouth, he'd been saying that going, oh no, and not even said it. You would have questioned this 90-year-old who fought the Russians. Okay, if you fought the Russians and you're that age, you were likely a Nazi. That was just the other side to be on. And he was part of a brigade within this brigade, this Waffen-SS brigade, that was specifically responsible for a murder of Jews and was declared a criminal organization during the Nuremberg trials. As the Speaker of the Parliament there is reading this out, he's literally listing someone. I mean, he says, and during World War II, he fought the Russians. And you think, okay, right there, that should raise some red flags because so the U.S. was united with the Russians in fighting the Nazis in World War II. So what side was he? I mean, right alone. I mean, but it didn't stop them. It took them, I guess, that afternoon when a Jewish group pointed out who he was, and they knew exactly what division within the SS he was part of.
You're exactly right. I mean, people sitting in that audience, when you immediately hear what side he's on, you know exactly who he is. Any student of history would know, anybody who's been through a history class. And so make no mistake, they knew this immediately. They just took a long time to figure out the response.
They are having to issue apologies saying, yeah, we didn't look at our facts. And they're like, but Zelenskyy didn't know. We wanted to surprise him. You know, it was like a big happy birthday surprise.
Yes.
Here's your fellow Ukrainian. He's a Nazi. I mean, it's not laughable, but it is. Because again, like you said, it shows the complete lack of awareness of anything historical.
They have had to, yes, they've had to apologize. Will he be arrested as a war criminal? Many former Nazis have been, still are, being hunted around the world. He came right out. And he was exposed in the Canadian Parliament.